Dana White has a ton of stupidly expensive items, like this illegal Soviet-era AK-47, wrapped in $100 bills. This AK has an exposed magazine, which shows off some super illegal substances in each bullet, as well as blood, oil, gold, and diamonds. The gun is supposed to be a piece of art that represents the change of currency used throughout the ages, but he used modern cash to buy it for $25,000. But Dana doesn't just own small things like an ancient samurai sword collection and one of the most expensive shoe collections in the world, because those are just worth hundreds of thousands. Some stuff like his mega mansion with an entire arcade is worth millions. These are stupidly expensive things that Dana White owns, and everything in this video is just gonna keep getting crazier. But we gotta show you Dana's custom bike, which is actually one of the fastest bikes in the world. He bought a UFC Decal 999R with a top speed of 170 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. No wonder it cost him 23 grand. But sometimes, he gets bikes completely for free, like when Harley Davidson gave him a custom chopper in exchange for a UFC sponsorship, making it worth $25,000. And even though he had the Ducati for looks and the Harley to ride the open road, he still needed something to go light speed. And this MV Agusta F4 that cracks 194 miles per hour gave him just that, for a small price of $34,000. But Dana's way more of a sneakerhead than a motorhead, because the shoe collection in his office is worth way more than any of his bikes. He's got pairs of Howler head shoes, UFC kicks, and even a custom pair of House of Pain Jordan 1 lows, designed specifically for Dana White. But his favorite shoe of all time is the Travis Scott bandana print. It's worth $10,000, and you'd have a better chance of seeing Dana fight in the octagon than seeing him wear these. Actually, he doesn't wear most of his shoes, from the Bart Simpson dunks to the 7-Eleven dunks to his entire top row of shoes, including the Air Jordan 1 Chinese New Year. He even owns a collection of Grateful Dead dunks worth 12 G's.
You wouldn't catch me dead wearing these,
okay.
I'll tell you right now.
But there's one pair that's so crazy, he can't help but wear these at least once. The Dior X Air Jordan 1s. Those are gonna be some expensive creases though, because they're $16,000 shoes. He has more shoes than a goddamn mall. After he spent 100,000 bands on shoes last year alone. He doesn't just have a mini mall in his office though, he has a full-on museum, because he has enough swords to take on a samurai. But before he copped any swords, he picked up some 16th century samurai drip. This armor is so rare, you have to sign up for private registries just to even see it. So Dana went to a private dealer and brought the armor to his office at UFC HQ for $12K. But an empty samurai can't chill in the fight capital of the world without a sword. So Dana made a guest appearance on Pawn Stars and liquidated Rick Harrison's entire katana section. He walked away with a collection of 7 small wakizashi katanas, but also 2 authentic Japanese katanas from the early 1600s. One can even be traced back to a samurai family from over 500 years ago, and the other traces back to a legit samurai lord. Dana straight up turned his office into Bruce Lee's weapons room, but it cost him $69,000. He's really into classic works of art, and even adds full artwork to his cars, because Dana's craziest whip is one of the coolest custom paint jobs I've ever seen. But before we get to that, we gotta show you one of the most monumental car purchases he's ever made.
I got drunk last night and bought that smart car.
Yeah, imagine being so rich that you could buy a $12,000 tin can on wheels while you're drunk just for fun. But Dana ain't no tree hugger, so to clear up his image, he bought up a few vintage American-made muscle cars. His collection of classic rides includes a 1969 Chevy Camaro, 1971 Plymouth Barracuda, and a 1969 Ford Bronco. The Plymouth Cuda was custom designed by iconic mechanic Chip Foose on the show Muscle Car. And if you thought old cars were sold cheap, you'd be wrong, because he dropped $228,000 for all 3, with UFC bikes and garages filled with American muscle. Dana's one step away from becoming John Wick, so he added some more class to his inventory and dropped $72,000 on a Bentley for himself. And that's not all. Just days after being gifted 500 grand from Steve Will Do It. That's right, gifted. Another friend gifted him a 2024 BMW 7 Series. This thing is literally from the future. Doors open at the push of a button, and a mini flat-screen TV hangs in the back seat. It even has a touchscreen panel that controls the whole car. I mean, you could even use this thing to subscribe to the channel, just like you should right now. And this $97,000 ride came from a 21-year-old gambling influencer. Buying my friend a beer is hard enough. I could never imagine a BMW. And when Dana's got friends buying him cars, he's got to make sure his family gets some love too. So we outfitted them with not 1, but 2 luxury SUVs. His 80 grand Range Rover for casual drives, and a $123,000 Cadillac Escalade ESV for pulling up to UFC fights like he's 50 Cent. And if his kids didn't know he's got stupid money, best believe they know now, because Dana spent even more on 2 $125,000 BMW M6s. One he keeps for himself, but he gave the second one to his son for his 16th birthday. Hopefully Dana's got some car insurance too, because he loves his fast cars, like this iconic Ferrari Testarossa. Its fame comes from the classic TV show Magnum P.I., and Dana gave his $142,000 Italian race car a green card, so it looks exactly like the one in the show. And Dana obviously loves his TV, because he bought the same car Ari Gold drives in Entourage. This $217,000 F430 Spider rocks a ridiculous top speed of 211 miles per hour, and he actually drives these cars the way they're meant to be driven, because he's getting pulled over all the time. Dude went flying past a cop and got off with a warning. Perks of being one of the richest dudes in the world, I guess. But Dana's also one of the coolest dads in the world. For his second son's Sweet 16, Dana bought a 70th edition Land Rover Defender V8, and we clearly know who the favorite son is now, because this limited edition Defender was only one of 150 ever made and cost 180,000 bands. Of course, Dana made sure he ended up with the wildest car in the family, because he bought a 300 grand custom Maybach van. What made it so expensive? He wrapped the whole thing in Howlerhead Bourbon logos, which is the liquor company he owns. I'm starting to see how the whole smart car incident happened. Some of these cars look straight up AI generated. Honestly, if you're trying to make a bag like Dana White, whoever figures out how to use AI the best is gonna make millions. Like, you could make one of these AI TikToks that just tells a story, and if you get a lot of views, you could make thousands of dollars on one video. Like, if you go over to InVideo AI, make a really detailed prompt about a story you think would go viral. Boom.
Am I the only one that didn't know people spend millions on the most ridiculous things?
You have a fully scripted, edited, and exported video. And if you want something changed, you can just tell this AI to change whatever you want. But the craziest feature with InVideo AI is that you can even clone your own voice. Am I the only one that didn't know people spend millions on the most ridiculous things? This is next level, because now people can create videos in their own voice without having to edit or record anything. You could try InVideo AI for free, but if you're serious about video creation, you can get a paid plan that starts at just $20 a month, which is the one I have. And it will remove the watermark, plus give you access to voice cloning and high quality stock footage. Just go to the link in the description and use my code WealthVault50 to get twice the number of video generation credits in your first month. But Dana lives his life in the fast lane, on and off the road, because he bets the same way he drives, aggressively. At this point, the UFC is basically funding his gambling addiction, and Dana knows he's got problems. I mean, he always starts the night off with $75,000 in hand. Oh, and if he wins, he'll take a profit of $150,000 and dip. But $150K is nothing to Dana, because he ain't afraid of swinging his around when it comes to his favorite game, blackjack. And he has a secret about how he can win so much gambling.
I have no fear of risk.
But Dana has to be fearless to enter and win a tournament where he hit the absolute worst number, 17, and won $250,000. If I ever hit 17, I'd go bankrupt. But Dana's luck is truly out of this world. I mean, this man put up $10,000 on the F1 Las Vegas Grand Prix and turned it into $500,000. His insane luck even got him banned from the Palms Las Vegas casino. He was on a crazy 24-0, 3-month-long winning streak in blackjack. So after Dana pocketed $2 million, the casino just couldn't let him win anymore. But the owner still had respect for Dana winning so much. So he gave him a custom championship belt as a forced parting gift. Unfortunately though, Vegas is the one place where you can't win without payback, and Dana's luck eventually ran out. He bet on Jermaine Taylor to beat Kelly Pavlik in a boxing match. Even though Jermaine was favored 8-5, he got hit so hard that he lost the fight. But Dana's bank account was hit even harder, because when Jermaine lost, Dana lost $1 million. But burning through $1 million is nothing compared to his biggest loss at a casino. At the Rio in Las Vegas, Dana had one too many drinks with his friends and left the tables thinking he lost 80 grand. He went to work the next day pissed off, but the real bad news came when the hotel manager called him. Apparently Dana was blackout, so he didn't even realize it wasn't just a small 80K. He lost a staggering $3.2 million. After that night, he swore off drinking while gambling, but he loves Vegas way too much to stop gambling completely. He even built one of his mansions in Vegas because he loves the place so much. But his real estate portfolio is way more than just one house. His smallest place is a 9,500 square foot palace called the Ultimate Fighter Mansion, and he doesn't even live there. He commissioned it specifically for UFC fighters to live in during the filming of Ultimate Fighter. This insane 2-story mansion has 9 bedrooms and 12 bathrooms. Each bedroom has luxe furniture, huge walk-in closets, and hand-stitched bedding, while each bathroom has a massive soaking tub and full shower. A hand-painted, Roman-style mural covers the ceiling of the mansion's entrance. It's like living in a mini Caesar's palace. And somehow, it has even more amenities than Vegas hotels, like a movie theater, custom UFC-branded pool tables, and even an executive office. But the backyard makes this place feel like a tropical resort, with palm trees and stone walkways, a pool with a jacuzzi and overhanging waterfall, and a gazebo in the center. I'm surprised the fighters ever leave. And this pimped out frat house cost him $5 million. But when he's not buying mansions for his league's fighters, Dana buys up a whole neighborhood for his own mega mansion. It started in 2006 when he bought his former business partner's Vegas mansion, but neighbors were making constant noise complaints, forcing Dana to pay $2,500 in fines per month. So instead of toning it down like a normal person, Dana absolutely dunked on the neighbors and bought all the properties surrounding his home for a combined 17.7 thousand square feet. I guess money can buy happiness. And the first addition to his mega mansion, his very own full-stock gym. But it wasn't just stocked with weights. He threw money at a UFC style, fully padded grappling and boxing room, a Pilates studio, a steam room, a massage and facial room, and a recovery room with an infrared bed. After he got his D1 college-sized home, Dana got a basketball court customized inside the house and personalized it with the Celtics logo. But Dana doesn't care what the game is as long as he can play, because he has an entire room set aside for gaming with a foosball table and even an entire arcade. The standout machine is Street Fighter, because what UFC fan wouldn't put that in their house? And he doesn't spend his whole day gaming, because he has a backyard big enough to host Project X, with a saltwater pool, jacuzzi, sun lounges, and an outdoor bar. This place is any man's dream, especially with Dana's luxurious barbecue setup for his personal chef. With a gym, game room, and resort-style backyard, the total price tag came out to a whopping $7.8 million. And even with this private Vegas hotel, Dana still has hundreds of millions to spare. And he used a few million to buy a luxurious Bombardier private jet with a capacity of 14 passengers, handmade cabinetry, and hand-stitched reclining seats. This plane has higher quality material than most supercars. It's so comfy, he fell asleep mid-flight with Mike Tyson, and Mike proved why sleep is the last thing you should do around him. To accommodate family trips, it also has high-speed Wi-Fi, widescreen TVs, Blu-ray players, surround sound, LED lighting, and a conference room, which adds up to $90 million. It's basically a movie theater in the sky, but $90 million is still a fraction of what his biggest company makes him. And Dana makes more than top fighters in his own league. When Dana acquired the UFC for $2.1 million in 2001, all he got was a UFC brand name and an octagon. He literally started with nothing and made the UFC the fastest growing sport on the planet. He was president until 2016, when it sold for $4 billion, making it the biggest sports acquisition in history. That's like buying a Big Mac and selling it for the price of a tomahawk steak. When the acquisition went through, he retained 9% ownership, which may not seem like a lot, but it gives him a salary of $20 million a year on top of leaving the acquisition deal with $360 million. Damn!